Hey BookTube, I have a currently reading video for you today. I'm just going to go through some of the books that I'm currently reading. Some of these are the same as my last currently reading video because that's just how things are going for me right now. But anyway, let's just get right into it. I'll show you what I'm currently reading. First up, I am participating in Stormalong 2020, which is hosted by four, I believe, booktubers. And Stormalong 2020 is where we are reading the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson, the first three in anticipation of Rhythms of War, the fourth book that is coming out in November. And so we are taking 2 months to read each book. So June and July is The Way of Kings, and then August and September will be Words of Radiance, and then Oathbringer will be the last 2 months after that before Rhythms of War comes out. So I'm starting on The Way of Kings. The first live show for Way of Kings is on, I think, the 14th of this month, and we're reading to chapter 17. I'm not super far in. This is my second time reading this, so I remember a fair bit the more I read. I'm on chapter 4 at the moment, but I'm really enjoying my reread of this, and excited for the upcoming live shows, and also as we move along in these books, because horror of horrors, I haven't read Oathbringer. It's sat on my shelves since it came out, and I still haven't read it. So, yeah, it's good to reread these and have a reason to be, like, forced to do so. Next up is another book that I was reading, I think, in my last Currently Reads video. I'm hoping maybe I can finish it sometime this week, and that is The Difference Engine by William Gibson and Bruce Sterling, and this is one of the SF Masterworks editions, and it is focusing on these engines, and there's appearances by Lady Ada Byron and the Babbage engines, all of that. I'm enjoying it so far, and like I said, I hope to finish it fairly soon because it's not super long, and I'm over 100 pages in, so I just need to get this read. And then the June pick for the Lonely Trollops, or Consorting with Lonely Trollops, that Steve Donahue is doing, is The Claverings. And so for yesterday we were to have read the first 10 chapters, which I did. I'm really enjoying this so far, so I hope that continues. But anyway, this follows Harry Clavering as he is trying to decide in his conundrum of who he's going to marry, his dutiful fiance that he is engaged to, or the woman who jilted him for some rich guy who then passed away after 2 years. So yeah, this is following his sort of moral conundrum because he's still so in love with the woman who jilted him. And then, of course, we have the book that I keep showing in like every video, which is The Lost Future of Pepper Harrow by Natasha Pulley. I don't know, guys. This one, I'm going to read it, don't get me wrong, but it's just not pulling me in like The Watchmaker of Filigree Street did, which is what this book is a sequel to. I don't know. This book isn't sucking me in like that book did, so it's taking me forever to read it. I'm on chapter 13, and I read like a chapter and then I put it down and I just don't pick it back up. And I hate to say that because, like I said, The Watchmaker of Filigree Street is like one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year. But this one is just not working the same magic on me that that one was. And then lastly, I still have on my reading list A Burnable Book by Bruce Holsinger. I'm actually really enjoying this, but it's kind of taken a backseat to like The Claverings and Stormalong. I might try to make some progress on this today, along with The Difference Engines, because this is really good. It's historical fiction, and it involves some mysterious book that Geoffrey Chaucer is looking for. So yeah, it's right up my street, and it's very well written. And like I said, it's just taken a back seat to some of the other things that I have going on in terms of read-alongs. But I'm going to try to get more into this, hopefully uh, today and the rest of this week, because this is one I could easily get through in no time if I just actually sat down and read it. Because it is capturing my attention, and I do want to keep reading it when I do pick it up. So anyway, I also have some library books that I'm still trying to decide which one I want to read next. I recently finished The Other Madisons, A Lost History of a President's Black Family, by Betty Kearse, I think is her name, Kearse, something like that. And really love that book. I also finished, and I'm going to do a review on it at some point, Like a Sword Wound by Ahmet Altan. So I'm hoping to review this, but I need to sort of get my thoughts together and whatnot for this because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about in here, and Ahmet Altan as a person is actually really fascinating as well. Anyway, that is some of what I am currently reading at the moment, and also a couple books that I have finished recently. I hope you are all well, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks, BookTube.